We're chatting now with Andrew Monaco, part of the Spurs broadcast team, Fox Sports Southwest, and he is their studio host. And Andrew Monaco is with us here on Tiki and Tierney. Andrew, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good. The other day, I watched the game, and I know that the first turnovers or the first 8 turnovers, whatever it was in the first quarter, 18, I think it led to 15 points for the Warriors, anomaly. I get all that. Spurs don't lose by 30 points very often. What worries me is the way LaMarcus Aldridge was pushed around like a rag doll by somebody who's 3 or 4 inches, probably more, smaller. Is that something Spurs fans really need to worry about? Because I got to tell you, man, that was eye-opening to me.
It would be a little bit of everything in all of that. And, you mentioned the 8 turnovers and the 15 points. And, one of the running jokes with Greg Popovich when we talked to him about keys is transition defense, and he can't turn the ball over. But Pop said after the game he didn't think the starters played well at all. And I think what gets lost is, we focused so much on that game because, you don't have many games number 45 in a season mean as much as that game did, or have as much fun to watch going in. And Golden State looked like it was ready for that game. And the Spurs played a way they hadn't played in the previous 44 games. They played quicker, too fast. They were hurried, almost like they weren't trusting one another. And Draymond Green, I did hear this afterwards. Steve Kerr said that Draymond Green asked to come out of a game for the first time. That's how hard he was working. And LaMarcus was saying he was rushing. He said, I liked my matchup, but I rushed everything. Funny that they didn't trust what they had done the first 44 games of the season going into that game against Golden State. They tried to be someone they're not. They're not successful when they go individual.
Yeah.
They're not successful when they try to break people down one-on-one. It's a team that has to trust one another, and I think LaMarcus just fell into that. As everybody was trying to figure out what he had to do on the floor, they forgot that they do it as a we type of thing, and they never got to incorporate LaMarcus Aldridge in that game. So, LaMarcus not playing well, that was a worrying sign, but neither did Tony or Danny or Manu.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and you laid out well. I'm not worried about Manu. I'm not worried about Pop making adjustments. I'm not even worried about Duncan's knee. I'm not worried about Parker. I'm not worried about Kawhi. These are championship-tested, elite performers when it matters. And I'm not saying that Aldridge can't be that guy. But when you look at everybody on the court the other night, the one player who still has something to prove, I believe, on the championship level is the big free agent acquisition by the Spurs, and that's Aldridge. And I don't care that he shot 2 for 9, whatever it was. I'm not talking about efficiency. I'm talking about presence and willingness to bang. And if that's a 7-game series, I don't know how that matchup really changes where Green doesn't push him around for the duration of the series. That, to me, is the problem.
I see exactly what you're saying. When it comes to the 9 shots, someone's got to get LaMarcus the ball. But the 3 rebounds is where it really comes in.
Correct.
Does it not? He needs more than 3 rebounds in that game. And that was one way that I thought he incorporated himself as this team was learning one another early in this season. One, how the Spurs were going to learn how he played and how he was going to learn the Spurs way, if you will. When things he wasn't getting the ball. He was attacking the glass, and you could see the offensive rebounder in LaMarcus Aldridge, or you could see him winning that battle. That didn't happen in Golden State. So I see that. But he can't get the ball himself, so who had to get him the ball? That was the fault, I think, of his teammates to find him. But there's other ways that, as you know, there are other ways that you can make yourself a presence on that floor, and that was going to attack the glass. And Aldridge and the rest of the Spurs didn't do that well either.
Good stuff. Talking to Andrew Monaco, who's the Spurs TV host and in studio for Fox Sports Southwest. And he's with us here talking shop, some hoops on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio.
Andrew, how concerned do you think Greg Popovich is about this Spurs performance against the Warriors? Is it we're going to wash it away and focus on going forward, or is there concern in his mind as well?
No, none. Not none. A little, but only a very little. Pop has never worried about one game has never defined a season for this team.